there, and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar channel, and this is vinyl video number 49, which means after this video I will have shown 980 albums. Of course, next week will be video number 50, 1,000 albums. I'll need to take a couple of weeks off to find some more stuff. I've got another 1,000 records, but then it comes down to, say, doubles and triples and various different presses, etc. So they'll take a bit more sorting through to put these little videos together. But anyway, this is video number 49 today. And up first, Dr. Feelgood with Fast Women and Slow Horses. Monkey, Rat Race, Baby Jump. Crazy About Girls is on this. Beautiful Delilah. Features Johnny Guitar on this one. Of course, you had Wilco, then you had Jippy Mayo. Now, I'm not sure if it was Gordon Russell, then Johnny Guitar, or Johnny Guitar, then Gordon Russell, and then Steve Wildwin. But you can comment below if you know that. But again, you know, Educated Fool, it's just a great blues rock album with Lee Brillo fronting one of the best British R&B bands ever. So that's Dr. Feelgood with Fast Women and Slow Horses. Always have a Neil Young album in the fold, and this is in 1996's Broken Arrow. This has got tracks on it like Big Time is on this, Changing Highways, Loose Change is on this. He does a really good version of Jimmy Reed's Baby What You Want Me To Do. It's quite nice to hear Neil Young playing blues. Of course, it's got Crazy also on there as well. And this is the album before the great live album Year of the Horse, which maybe I'll show next week. So that's Neil Young and Crazy Horse with Broken Arrow. A later Crosby, Stills and Nash Young album. This is Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young from around 2000 with Looking Forward. There's a lovely Neil Young song on this called Slowpoke, Looking Forward, Stand and Be Counted, No Tears Left, amazing harmonies, amazing band, and that's Looking Forward by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Lovely stuff. Here's the Welsh album then. This is the Man Band with their second album, which is titled Man, which features Deke's Daughter of the Fireplace, Romaine, which is still a staple in their set today, Country Girl, which is a Deke Leonard Martinez composition, because Deke loved his country guitar stuff as well. Would the Christians Wait 5 Minutes? Another classic early Man number, Martinez, Clive, John, Mickey Jones, Roger Leonard, aka Deke Leonard, and Terry Williams on the drums. Strange cover, psychedelic rock, acid rock from Wales, with a bit of blues, country, and even Deke's was a big rockabilly fan. I mean, his rockabilly influence can sort of be heard in some of the Man tracks, I think. I mean, when he made the album Before Your Very Eyes, definite rock and roll feel to that record. This is old Frank Zappa with the live album Them or Us. Features Down in France, Sinister Footwear, Truck Driver's Divorce. One of the, well, in my opinion, the best version of the Allman Brothers Whipping Post is on this as well, Them or Us. It's also signed by some of the members of Zappa's band when I went to see them in Swansea. In fact, I went with my mate Steve and Deke, and we went to see this Zappa band. So this is a great Zappa live album, Them or Us. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Jimmy Vaughan and Kim Wilson, was What's the Word? Running Shoes is on this, Extra Jimmy's, which of course is one of Jimmy Vaughan's guitar pieces. Sugar Coated Love, The Crawl, love The Crawl, guitar short you saw. What else is on this? Dirty Work, really good rock and blues album by the Fabulous Thunderbirds, one of the best from Texas. This is Roy Buchanan with A Street Called Straight. It's Roy Buchanan there with his daughter on the cover and his famous Telecaster Nancy. There's some nice stuff on this. Running Out, Man on the Floor, If 6 Was 9, the Hendrix track he does a nice version of. The Messiah Will Come Again, which is one of Buchanan's famous guitar tunes as well. Keep What You Got. There they are on the back there again with the famous Telecaster. This is, I think it's his 4th or 5th record by Roy. And it just features that blistering Telecaster stuff. This is the best of Little Walter on the Chess label. This is an 80s reissue, I'm afraid, not an original. Little Walter, probably the greatest harmonica player to ever live. My Babe, Duke, Mean Old World, Blue Light, Tell Me Mama, Can't Hold Out Much Longer. Superb stuff. Roller Coaster is probably my favourite Little Walter instrumental, and there's an EP on the London label which I've shown on one of my singles videos about that, and that's the best of Little Walter. This is Fats Domino on the London label with Rockin' and Rollin'. I love Fats Domino. I love the London label. And I mean, what's on this? My Blue Heaven, Swanee River Hop is on this. Careless Love, which is a fabulous song as well. Fats Frenzy is on this. Are You Going My Way? If You Need Me. And I like that. I like that on all the London stuff. They put Fats Domino with instrumental accompaniment. I recently picked up a, for some reason there's a plectrum in here, I don't know where that comes from. Recently picked up Eddie Cochran's 25 Rock, and it says written by Eddie Cochran with musical accompaniment, which I think is quite neat. One of my all-time favourite singers, this is Joe Turner, Big Joe Turner, with Stormy Monday. There's some good stuff on this, called Stormy Monday. Guitar Slims, the things I used to do. Nice jumpy blues with A Long Way From Home, Somebody Loves Me. One of my all-time favourite singers, Big Joe Turner. Nothing to say about that other than his class. We showed one of his earlier records on the London label last week, and now that's one of his later ones. Up next, this is Juicy Lucy with Get a Whiff of This. Juicy Lucy, of course, for doing that version of Bo Diddley's Who'd You Love, and they had a bit of a hit with it. This isn't a bad little album. What's on here? Future Days is a cracking track. Midnight Sun. Harvest. Mr. A. Jones. Mick Moody's on this. Slide guitar. And of course, Juicy Lucy, well, one of the few rock bands of the late 60s, early 70s, had a steel guitar. They also had a guy playing the Fender lap steel, which I thought was pretty cool. And I mean, this is not as good as the other two records, in my opinion, but it's still a good album. It is. Really is. So that's Juicy Lucy. This is Dr. Ross, the harmonica boss. Dr. Ross is Dr. Isis Ross, of course. Played guitar, harmonica, and the bass drum. Boogie Disease is on this. Baby Please Don't Go, the harmonica boogie. San Francisco Breakdown, Do the Boogie Woogie. Blues in the Night. Distributed by Transatlantic Records is Dr. Ross on the back. If you're into if you're into blues, you know, check out Dr. Ross, basically. Really good record. And more blues. This is great blues recordings of the 50s and 60s. It's an ace compilation, I believe. No, it's not, sorry, it's a Cascade compilation. And on this you've got Lightning Hopkins, Rolling and Rolling, Bobby Blue Bland's on this, Big Mama Thornton, Me and My Chauffeur Blues, of course, which Joanne Kelly covered. Johnny Hooker, Elmo James, Dark and Dreary, Ike Turner, I Ain't Drunk. Johnny Guitar Watson, 3 Hours Past Midnight, that's a real good song, that is. Lowell Folsom is on this, more Johnny Hooker, Pee Wee Creighton, one of Junior Watson's favourite guitar players, Elmo James doing Sunnyland, Joel Lewis doing Arctic Baby. There's loads of great little compilations in this series. They're quite cheap to pick up, but the music is flawless, it's fantastic. And another great blues harmonica player. This is an American guy called King Biscuit Boy. Sadly no longer with us, but Mind Over Matter, I'm Gone. Mean Old Lady, Riverboat, Caledonia River. Good sort of happy, not happy, but you know, like jump bluesy, you know, upbeat blues. Really good record on the Epic label. And that's King Biscuit Boy. A friend of mine went to see King Biscuit Boy in the 70s and I bought an autographed record of him. I think I bought it. I did buy it. This is a problem when you got a record buying disease. You have to buy so many things, you have to forget what you got. Johnny Winter captured live. What a player, what an energy. A live album by the great Johnny Winter. Boney Maroney, Rock and Roll People, Highway 61 Revisited is on this. Sweet Papa John. Really great. Johnny Winter captured live. I managed to catch Johnny Winter live and I did really enjoy it. Another live album, it was just a really good gig. Even though he sat down and didn't look well, it was just a really good night. This is Ry Cooder. Showtime, a live album by Cool, school is out, alimony, Jesus on the main line, dark end of the street. How can a poor man stand such times and live smack dab in the middle? I still say the greatest concert I ever saw was Ry Cooder at the Cadogan Hall in London in 2018, I believe. And this is a really good live album. I'm a massive fan of his playing and his singing and his arrangements. Second to none for me, Ry Cooder. Nice compilation here. This is Otis Rush. Morning in the Morning, the great Otis Rush, left-handed guitar player, plays an Epiphone guitar. Working Man, I Feel So Bad, is a really good song. My Old Lady, It Takes Time, Can't Wait No Longer. This is an interesting. These Blues Power series were on the Atlantic label, and there's a Big Joe Turner one, an Albert King one. There's lots of them of these like cartoon covers, and this is obviously an import because it's been cut. But nevertheless, the music is Otis Rush, and I mean, doesn't get better. This is Jeff Rotel. I haven't shown the Jeff Rotel album. This is early Jeff Rotel with This Was, which of course features Mick Abrahams on guitar when they were more of a bluesy band. My Sunday Feeling, Beggar's Farm, Cat Squirrel, which is a favourite of mine off this record, It's Breaking Me Up. Mick, of course, playing his Gibson SG. It's on the original Pink Eye Island label as well. And they were more bluesy, and I do like Aqualung, and I do like Thick as a Brick as well, I have to say. And I think they're just a really good band, and this is Early Tell, and Early Tell is pretty damn cool. Never shown the T-Rex album before, but this is Tyrannosaurus Rex, of course, which is early T-Rex, with a beard of stars on it. A Day Lay, The Woodland Bop, Organ Blues, Dove. I think that Mark Knopfler was a super duper talented guy. My favourite T-Rex song is probably Dandy in the Underworld, would you believe? I just think it's a really good song. And this has got the original in there as well, and it's on the Regal Zonophone label, as you can see. This is a nice clean copy, it's a nice record. And I really like the Bolan's voice. I think Bolan's voice is great, and I just think he was a really interesting songwriter. And last but not least, this is the Neutrons with Tales from the Blue Cocoon. Of course, the Neutrons have got a man connection there. A Welsh band, half Welsh band. Welsh Blunt is on this, so there we are. No More Straits, Northern Midnight, Come Into My Cave, Live Your Life. Will Hewitt, a lovely bloke. Will sadly passed away. He wrote quite a lot of the songs on this. He did, Phil Ryan, of course, who was in the Man Band from Port Albert, is on this. Taff on guitar. So there we have it, that's the Neutrons. And that concludes vinyl video number 49. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because it helps the channel out. And I'll see you next week for vinyl video number 50. Cheers.